Hey everyone, and welcome to another installment of Tom's World. Today we are, yeah, you guessed it, we're in the garden here in the Neshaminy State Park. What other place would I be at on this beautiful day? I mean, it's hot. It's very hot. We're in Memorial Day weekend. It is Sunday. And am I crazy for coming to this park on a Sunday? Yes, I am. Somehow I managed to get a spot in the second parking lot. I don't know how. Somebody must have just left. But this place is packed. Yesterday when I was working here, not as much. You would think on a Saturday that it would have been packed, but I guess everybody was down the shore, and now I guess they're all back because this place is loaded with people. But I thought I was going to do a video in a different place today, and I could not do that. It was in Pennypack Park. It was the amphitheater. There was a lot of people just hanging out around the amphitheater and barbecuing and having a good time and stuff, so I didn't want to be filming around there. So I thought I'd come here, check on the garden, see how things are doing, because I kind of figured it was going to be packed here, and I thought I'd bring you guys along with me just to take a look at it. As you can see, we are well manicured once again, 2 weeks in a row, and I think it's looking pretty good. And I do believe that the volunteers were here and that they manicured it further, so thank you guys for that. But let's take a look around. So here we have what is left of the reflecting pool that used to be here back when Sarobia was an active place. And this was all filled with water that would have koi fish in it. As you can see now, it has been filled in, and the volunteers have utilized that, and they have some stuff growing in here. They also have some stuff growing in what used to be the fountain. So we have some ferns, some, I believe they're bleeding hearts. Not sure. I think so. They kind of look like them, but the ferns are doing really well. There's a new plant right there, same as these over here. And then they have some stuff growing in here, which we saw last year. They put some hostas in here and some other flowers that I don't see growing up just yet, but the hostas look really pretty here. And then we have the raised bed garden, which has very much come to life. A lot of greenery, not too many flowers happening, but we have some. I believe this one right here, this might be a phlox. We have, wow, my camera just moved all on its own again. We have that purple flower there, which is the same flowers that are growing in the pond, which we will take a look at. These right here, that's what's left of my columbine flowers. They don't last very long, unfortunately. They're very pretty, but they only last a very short time. And we have a lot of green growing in here. I'm sure there's probably some weeding that needs to be done in here. Some of it looks like weeds to me, but it may not be. Let's see, what else we got here? We have cardinal flowers over here, which look like they've been trimmed at the top. I don't think anything would have got in there to eat it, because we do have the deer netting around this. Unless it has a hole somewhere. Oh, I think it does. Oh boy. Well, this needs to be fixed. All right, there, I fixed that, so no deers or anything should get in there. I wonder if that's what happened with the cardinal flowers, if something got in there and just ate the tops of them. We got some flowers going here, different colors, purples, whites, a lot of green. And here is the pond that used to be inside of the greenhouse. Now, just a week ago today, around this time, I was in here with quite a few of you, and we were hanging out and having a good time and talking. And at one point we stood around this pond and we went over the history of this place. I pointed out where most of the buildings were. I don't know what all the buildings were that were around here, but we do know that the mansion was here. And we have the remaining building over there, and behind that was the barn, and somewhere back there, and there's some back and forth on it as to where the tower location was, but I could swear there's a picture taken like from behind that little house there, and it's looking down the barn, and you could see a gentleman standing there with a horse, and then on the other side of that was the tower. But I'll have to eventually get over to the Bensalem Historical Society and re-look at the pictures that they have. They literally have binders of pictures from here. Some other various plants that have been put here by the volunteers. They've done a great job. Things are coming back year after year. You can see some more ferns down that way, but we'll go check that out. But this is impressive. This is Solomon's seal. And first couple years it was here, it was like kind of small, but now it has gotten quite big and strong too. So that's a good thing. Let's go check out over here. Now this rather large fern that's right here, this was relocated, I believe. I think this was one of the ferns that was just naturally growing around the garden. Then you have other ferns which look different, and those were planted by the volunteers. All these around here. And at the far ends over here, you can see there's a couple of hosta plants, but there are also a couple of columbine plants as well. There's still a couple of flowers left on this one, but they don't look very well, but that's because they're about to fall off. Sad time when they fall off, but they're still alive, they're still healthy. Here is our patch of hostas, which was living dormant under the soil, and there was a bunch of weeds covering this whole mound right here when we first started coming around. And thanks to the other volunteers and their hard work of pulling all the weeds out, all these hostas started growing, and now look at it. That is beyond impressive to me. And one year, not too long ago, like a year or two ago, there was a huge snapping turtle that was just hanging out on the other side over here, and it was laying eggs. I never did see anything come out of there though. The wisteria bush, which has been here since we started coming here, little birds hopping around in it. It's looking very healthy, very well trimmed up. Rest of the garden is all mowed. And we also have the tree here that was planted by the volunteers. This was done in memory of one of the volunteers who sadly has passed away. We've actually lost 2 volunteers since the beginning of that. And, you know, it's very sad, but I'm sure that they still come here and hang out in the garden. The spade planters, as you can see, they are all filled with black mulch, which really does make them pop out since they were painted white. And I think it looks really neat. And as I have mentioned before, we do have 4 benches in here now, pretty much one in each corner, one over the side there, and then another one in the corner here. They were all purchased by people that come here to the park in memory of someone. Except for the one in the corner, that's for the graduating class of 1970 from Ben Salem High School. Let's go check out the chessboard. This site here never gets old for me. Now I know in the past few years, or couple years, however long it's been, I think it's been a few years since this grass was donated and was put in. Some of it has diminished over on this side, and a lot of that has to do with, I believe, that this grass is meant more for full sun, because you can see all the grass that gets the full sun, or not full, but fullest sun, and they're all doing well, and the ones down here have some bald spots. But the promising thing is that they look better this year than they did last year, so fingers crossed that they're coming back. And the only reason why I think that is because you can see there's a tree down right there. That one came down a few months ago, and unfortunately when it came down, the vehicles that were in here, they kind of made little indents in the land here, including the bricks for the squares, but it doesn't look too bad, and it doesn't pool when it rains, so that was my main concern. And of course the angel is still here looking over the garden on top of Robert Logan's sculpture, which this thing still astounds me as well. I have pictures of him as he's carving this, and if I can, I'll insert them right here, just 1 or 2 of them, and you can actually see him working on this. And I believe it was said that he worked on this at his in-laws' house, which is rumored to have been where Holy Family College is now, right at Frankfurt and Grant. So I think that's where it is. I don't have any proof of it, but still, this thing's very cool. So that's pretty much the update of the garden. You know, everything here is looking really good. Everything's freshly mowed, trimmed up, and looking beautiful as always. With all that, I guess I'll probably get out of here. Please do make sure if you have not subscribed to the channel, that you hit that subscribe button, then hit that notification bell. That way you'll be sure to be notified when I upload new videos, which I'm trying to do as often as I can. Also, you'll be notified when I go live, which I try to do at least once a week, and we can hang out, talk, and talk about suggestions of places for me to visit, or maybe questions on places that I have visited, or just shoot the stuff, as I say. But also make sure you check out the link in the description for my merch shop. Get yourself some Tom's World gear. Also make sure you hit that thumbs up right below the button. Shows me that you like this video and that you continue to like the videos that I put out, and it helps support the channel. Whew, that was a mouthful. Anyway, all that being said, I'm gonna get out of here. I will see you all in the next one. Make sure you stay safe, stay healthy, and take care.